FSMA's preventive controls rule, with its requirements to have a PCQI, preventive control qualified individual, has been enforced for most facilities for at least 5 years. However, there are still questions about the role and requirements for the PCQI. I'm your TAG Talks host, Lisa Lupo, and today I'm talking with TAG Food Safety Director, Christopher Snabes, about the PCQI. Good afternoon, Chris.
Hi, Lisa. Great to be here.
Yes, looking forward to our talk today. So first, let's talk about ensuring we're all on the same page. So can you explain what a PCQI is and why a facility needs one?
Sure. It's a great question. So a preventive controls qualified individual is required for any food facility who has an FDA-based food safety plan, whether it be human food or animal food. The animal food PCQI training is different than the human food PCQI training. So the human food PCQI and animal food PCQI are not equivalent. And I like to bring it out right away from the beginning, because I was at a facility when they thought if they had one training, it would cover both, and it does not. So what does a PCQI do? Well, PCQI is in charge of implementing and writing, developing the food safety plan for a facility. And that means they either have to write the food safety plan or they can oversee the writing of the food safety plan, which does mean you can use a consultant to write the food safety plan for you. The next thing a PCQI needs to do, or one of their other duties, is to validate that the preventive controls can actually control the hazard that have been identified in the food safety plan hazard analysis. Typically, this means that the validation study for process preventive control will either be conducted by the PCQI or reviewed by the PCQI to make sure it can actually do what it says it can do. Can a metal detector detect metal? Can the pasteurizer pasteurize the food? Proving, can it do what it says it can do? Another requirement for PCQI is they actually have to review the records that are associated with such items such as preventive controls. And that's important because they must be reviewed within 7 days of creation. That's a job that a PCQI has to do. Another thing a PCQI is in charge of is making sure if there's any corrective actions that they are applied appropriately to make sure that since something failed, they can now put in place a measure or another preventive control or enhanced preventive control to prevent that hazard from occurring again in the future. Of course, part of records reviews that a PCQI is involved with is the overall review of the food safety plan as a whole. And that has to be done at a minimum of once every 3 years, and at other times during other triggers that cause a review, such as, let's say you're in a recall. That means your preventive control must have failed somewhere. Time to review the entire food safety plan.
Okay, so say I'm at a facility and my food safety plan is already written, it's been validated, all that. We haven't had any recalls, and we just finished it up last year. So we're not coming up to the 3 years either. So do I still need to have a PCQI, or can I just kind of hold off and get one when it comes to the point I need to review it?
Well, again, at this point, it would be to your benefit to have a PCQI on staff. Because as I said, one of the things you have to do is review the records within 7 days of data creation. So the PCQI is in charge of that or overseeing that being done correctly. So it's always to the benefit of facilities. Whenever we visit facilities, we always recommend that you have a minimum of 2 PCQIs. It's great because, there's more than one shift, especially if a food facility runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. PCQIs like to have some time off. They like to go on vacation. Things happen. They're out of the office for one reason or another. It's nice to have a secondary PCQI in charge.
Okay, so how does a person become a PCQI? How do I get them?
That's a great question. And the FDA agency actually gives you a couple of options how you can become a PCQI. You have to take or understand how to take risk-based preventive controls and how to apply them. The easiest way to do that is to take a course that's been recognized by the FDA as appropriate. And that course is sponsored by the Food Safety Preventive Controls Alliance, FSPCA. And that course has been recognized by the FDA as adequate. There are other ways where you can become a PCQI if you can document that you have enough experience, training, and or education in risk-based preventive controls and hazard analysis. You understand the rule. It's all documented. That is another way where you can self-determine that, yes, I am equivalent to a PCQI.
Thank you, Chris. Those are some really great insights on what the PCQI is and why I need one. Are there any other key recommendations you would want to extend to our audience on the roles and responsibilities, or even, where to get training for this PCQI?
Sure. Well, TAG, we offer training all the time, either virtually or we can actually come on site to your facility and tailor a training specific to the commodity that you are producing. We do it all the time, very frequently. We have many instructors on staff for all aspects of FSMA, all the FSMA rules, and we're more than happy to do that. Training is also available online through the FSPCA website. So there are multiple ways where you can receive this training. Again, I always say it's great if you have more than one person on staff who's PCQI trained. And again, there is a difference between animal food training and human food training.
Thank you again, Chris. We really hope that this session of TAG Talks has provided our audience with insights on the Preventive Controls Rule and its PCQI requirements. And know that you can call on Chris or any of our TAG experts at any time for more information and assistance. And be sure to click subscribe to stay up to date on all things food safety and public health from TAG experts. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.